from the airport, let's say hello to the Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling. Hey, Aljo, what's up, man? It looks like you're in a studio. How is this possible? How do you look so good over there? What's going on?
I'm in the Centurion Lounge.
Look at you, styling and profiling at the airport. I appreciate you doing this, my man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, no problem.
Okay, well, by the way, what is it like? You're not just going on a business trip. You're not just going on a vacation. You're about to board a plane to get into a fist fight as the champion to defend your title once again. Like, what is going on here as you're about to, you leave your house, you're about to get on the plane, the duties start now. Can you take us inside your mind as you're about to make this short flight to Boston?
For me, it's just one more time into the fire. We got another tough opponent, and just switching the gears to get ready for mental warfare, get ready for physical warfare. So I'm ready to go, man. This is what my man asked for. He's gonna get every last bit of it.
Nerves, anxiety, do those things come into the equation?
I mean, I think a little bit to a certain extent. I mean, nervous about like the unknown. It's always the unknown. No matter how much you prepare, whatever you can say, tell yourself, it's always the unknown. So, you're doing something that's going to physically hurt, even if you're winning. So it just comes with the territory. Competition is competition. So this is what I like to do. I like the bright lights, and I can't wait to go out there and compete.
So the last time we spoke to you was like a week after the Cejudo fight when you were in studio. And I remember because it was crazy the timing. You told us you got to get your body checked out. You'll see next week. Preferably you fight in September. So the exact next day, like 24 hours later, they come out with this announcement that you're fighting in Boston. How did you feel when all this came out?
Yeah, I mean, there was a mix of emotions. There was definitely some. It wasn't the greatest feeling, but once I got to speak to everybody and we kind of all got on the same page, I think it made more sense. And the main thing I said from the very beginning was, if my body feels good, I'm gonna make the walk. I always do, and that's what it comes down to. It's not like you're just taking a vacation. You literally just got out of a fight like a couple of days ago. You got to make sure your body is up to par. Last thing we want is another TJ incident, So I don't want people saying, "Oh, you came in with a pre-existing injury and none of this stuff." I want to make sure I can give the best version of Aljamain Sterling, so there's no easier path to victory for Sean.
Were you able to take some time off?
Yeah, I took a little bit of time off. I was working on my brand, Funk Harbor. That's actually should be. I think we got the clearance to start taking some pre-sales. So I'm excited about that. Got some downtime to work on that. Got some downtime to work with Nerd Focus and heal up. That's the most important thing. So got the shins. Everything's ready to go. Now I can smash them on another person's body and face and arms all over again. So that's like where the nerves come in. That's like the exciting part of knowing what that's going to feel like and not knowing what it might feel like, depending on if it's a proper check and things like that. So I'm ready to go out there and just have some fun, let it fly. And this is not a guy who's going to be looking to take me down. So I think you might have yourselves a good striking match as well. So it all depends. I wouldn't be surprised if Sean's the one coming out there looking to wrestle.
And we're going to get into that in a moment. By the way, you sent the studio some Nerd Focus. Thank you very much for that. Congrats on the rum coming out. We saw the photos. We posted some of them here as you're speaking as well. So congrats on that coming out as well. Because I know you've been talking about this and wanting this to happen for a while. Yeah, here it is, the Funk Harbor. Shout out the Jamaican rum. Congratulations on that. Could I ask, when they made the announcement, did you know the announcement was coming, or were you blindsided by it?
Well, it depends when. I guess there was like the actual release, and then there was the initial thing that Dana said. And I spoke to the guys behind the scenes and told them, like, dude, I have nothing wrong with him announcing the fight. I just would like the courtesy of some type of respect of at least having a conversation first. And I think that's relatively reasonable for anyone to ask. It's like I saddle up, I fight every single time I'm asked to fight. I compete against the best guys. I beat the best guys. And I think, what else could you want for in a champion? You know what I mean? I'm not going out there and I don't know. I'm doing my job. That's the best way to put it. I'm doing my job and I'm doing it at the highest of the highest levels.
One last question on this, because I know you want to move on from all of it, but I'm just curious: was the question ever asked, like, why do I have to turn around so quickly? There are other champions who haven't fought for months. Why do I have to fight in August when I just went through 25 minutes with one of the best fighters of all time, Henry Cejudo? Why are you making me do this?
We spoke about that as well. I definitely asked that question, and when they mapped it all out, this made the perfect sense for me in my career and just the opportunity. You know, my second main event, I'm fighting a big name. He's got a bunch of Fortnite followers, and you know, I can't even not laugh at saying that. It's you know, this guy is beating the most top five guys in the world. He's the most credentialed opponent that I have to date. So I think going out there and making the quick turnaround against a guy like that, I mean, it does monumental things for my career. So I look forward to the test. And what bigger name can there be than Sugar Booger O'Malley?
Where would you put him up? Like, in terms of the guys you fought as of late, you fought a who's who at 135, obviously as champion, but even as you were coming up, to get to the belt, where would you put Sean O'Malley in terms of what he brings to the table, in terms of the tests that he presents to you? Do you put him at the top of that list or not quite?
I think he's the best guy, man. I mean, honestly, look at his resume. Look at all the guys he's beaten. Like all these guys are still in the UFC. They're all on winning streaks. They're all doing phenomenal right now. So for him, I think this is the toughest test that I could have to date. So I'm leaving no stones unturned for this one because Sean is
Stop. What? He's better than I not. I wasn't sure if you were fucking with me or not. Henry, Piotr Jan, twice Corey Sandhagen, all these dudes. You think he's better? Or are you messing with me?
no, dude. He's beat. Look how many top five guys he's beaten already. He beat Cheeto. He finished Cheeto. He finished Pedro, and he finished Jan. I mean,
Stop. What do you do?
that's hey, I'm just repeating what the man said. I'm just
Right.
repeating what the man said. So this is the toughest test to date. Um, no, but all jokes aside, it's a tough test. The guy's got some serious skills. He's got a puncher's chance, and we're gonna make sure that when they say 9 out of 10 times I beat this person, so we're gonna try to make sure that's 10 out of 10 on this weekend.
But what about that 1 out of 10, if it truly is 1 out of 10? Because I do feel like I hear a lot of people say, like, "Oh, okay, this will be one of Aljo's easier defenses," and I'm sure people are saying that, and you're hearing that, and it goes in your mind, but he's a really good fighter and a great striker and a very dangerous guy who can knock people out. How do you not let that make you too overconfident? Because we've seen crazy things. I mean, one of your coaches, right? Matt Serra, he was on the other side of that. He shocked the world against GSP. How do you not let that seep into your thinking and be like, oh, I don't need to go 10 out of 10 on this one. I could put my foot on the brake sometimes. Like you're not thinking that way going into a Henry Cejudo fight. You think that way against Sean O'Malley, things could go wrong.
100%. This is why I don't do that. I my learning lesson is Marlon Moraes, never to overlook
Mm.
an opponent, and that's a constant reminder for myself. Sometimes I look at that just to remind myself, like, hey, make sure we're dialed in, make sure we're focused. And I know that they're banking on that same version can come out there and make that mistake and literally dive face first into a shot. So um, I do my homework. This is definitely a test that a lot of people have been saying I should walk through. But trust me, I know Sean's a good fighter. He's long, he's rangy, he's got good reflexes. I think he's probably the most dangerous in the sense of his skill set. But even though he hasn't accomplished much, his skill set is it's a dangerous skill set. So I'll say that. I understand the dangers with this, but I do know one thing, and I think we can all agree. I take him down. That's a bad night, and that's a long night for Sean O'Malley. So he can say whatever he wants. He can tell himself as much as he wants about his grappling and how good it is, choking out Takanori Gomi. I'm like, okay, big whoop. I beat your grappling coach, ADCC world champion, twice. So I think we kind of know whose strengths are where, and I'm gonna make no mistake about that when I go out there in the night and make sure I put it on him.
Is this bet legit between you two? So whomever shoots first, what is the bet?
I think I said whoever shoots first um, pays $100. So I do think when I pressure him, he might panic shoot. He might be the one panic shooting because he might be worried that I'm going to take him down, or this could be a little trickery. You
Yeah,
never know, Ariel. You never know.
because I mean, more than likely, you're the one that's going to shoot first, and that means you're going to have to pay him $100. No.
Well, if I body lock him, is that really a shot?
Uh,
Is that really a shot?
I don't know. I don't know who's making these calls. Do you okay? How do you honestly? Do you think he doesn't try to take you down? Why would he try to take you down? That's insane.
uh, maybe he has something to prove, man. Maybe he wants to prove something to the world that he's better than whatever he thinks in his head and what the world thinks of him. Like he's a gamer, man. I still don't understand the facade with him and people's gravitation to him. Is like it doesn't make any sense. Like I look at his social media, I look at the stuff he says in his podcast. He's always on his phone. I'm like, I don't even understand how people want that guy to be the champ, you know. But that's just my personal assessment of him. Maybe they just like that he plays Fortnite. Maybe I need to play Fortnite, and that makes me more popular with the younger kids. Other than that, I really don't get it, and that's not any being facetious or anything like that. He has no wit. There's nothing like Connor like about him, other than he has tattoos and he tatted his face like 6'9", and he dyed his hair like 6'9". Other than that, what else is this? You know what I mean? Um, and that's not even trying to be a hater. I'm just calling it how I see it. People tend to say he's popular, and I just don't. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm sure you maybe you see something I don't. If you can
No, I mean,
share something,
he has a fun style. He has a fun look. He connects to the younger audience. All these things matter in this day and age, and I think that with a lot of the fighters,
his style is good. He
his
has a
style
good
is
fight
very,
style.
dare I say, funky. It's different, right? It's unorthodox,
Yeah.
and so many UFC fighters kind of look and act and fight the same these days with the uniform and all that. It's hard to stick out. It's hard to be different. Like that's initially we all were paying attention to you because you had the chain, you had the hair, you were dancing, your style was different. I think that's what helped you gain some fans early on. So just being different is important. But you mentioned something earlier there, and I'm curious to get your thoughts. Who do you think the UFC brass wants to win this fight?
Listen, I think it's a win-win for them, honestly, because this is one of those opportunities where the way I assess this is Connor and Khabib. Khabib doesn't explode the way that he did without Connor. You know what I mean? Maybe in the Caucasus region, he's very popular. Okay, cool. But in the States, he doesn't become nowhere near as popular without a proper dance partner like Conor McGregor. Now, for me, I think this is a win-win for the UFC where I had that dance partner and the knockoff Conor McGregor was not as good. And there's an opportunity for me to catapult myself off of everything that he kind of has, man. I'm not here to take everything, Ariel. I'm taking everything this man has. Every last 15, 14-year-old Fortnite video game Twitch streamer that he has, I'm taking everything. So this is my moment. And obviously, if he wins, it's a way for him to validate everything he's done so far for his career because everyone is always shitting on he's never fought anybody ranked, he's never beat anybody. He beat one guy by split decision. And that fight, honestly, really could have gone either way. It just depends on what you're looking at. And with that being said, this is his chance to have a coming out party. This changes everything for him. Me winning over him changes everything for me as well. So I think it's a win-win for the UFC. And that's why I appreciate the opportunity and I look forward to going out there and doing it with style points, man. I'm not going out there to hug his back. I'm going out there to put punishment and pain on this guy and get this job done in a very, very, very big way.
Do you think
And
your
after that, I might give him a bottle of some Funk Harbor. We'll see.
Do you think your activity will be a factor in your favor? He hasn't fought since October of last year. And, like I think of Garcia and Tank Davis. Tank took that fight in January, and I think him being more active going into that fight and Garcia being out for a while helped him to a degree. I tend to feel like the more active fighters, unless you're banged up, are just kind of looking better out there as opposed to someone who's been out for almost a year at this point. Do you think about that sort of thing?
I do, but Sean's got a smart camp. He's got a good team, man. They got some good things going over there in Arizona. So I don't want to knock the things that they're doing. I think they're going to come well prepared. Dominic Cruz also said it. ring rust is kind of a thing in your head. You kind of like if you're gonna be in an alleyway somewhere, you're gonna fight, right? So it's like the same thing. You're gonna fight. You know what's happening. You prepare the right way. You mentally get yourself ready to go. And I'm sure they've done enough sparring rounds and visualizations and things like that. And the one thing I visualize is just me whipping that ass and get my hair ready. So we'll see what happens. I think it's more beneficial for me, and I can't wait to go out there and just stop a muscle.
Is there a strong chance this is your last fight at 135?
This is more likely my last fight at 135.
Really?
There's a 99% chance this is my last fight at 135.
What? And I'm assuming even if you win, right?
Well, that's if I win for sure. If I win this for sure, Ariel, I'm out of here.
Why?
Come on.
Why?
Marab, it's Marab's time, man. It's Marab's time, and then at the second part of that is, you know, I'm a little bit over cutting weight, this much weight. You know, I walk around 65, 70. I think I could bulk. I don't say bulk up, but I think I could hold that frame relatively better. And I think my conditioning and everything could actually go up a little bit more back to when I was younger, where I was cutting less. I was still a big guy, but I was cutting less, and I could do it in a week and cut 20, 25 pounds. Well, more like 20, 25, yeah, in between there. And I would just compete like just an animal, energize a bunny for days. And now I kind of feel like I'm slowing down a little bit, and that comes with age, you know. So 34 now. I think I just want to get ahead of it before it gets ahead of me.
Wow. So all goes well on Saturday. You win. You worked so hard to be champion, to get everything that comes with being champion, the points, all that stuff. You're going to move up to 45 and give away that title.
No, we ain't giving away the title.
Okay.
We're going for champ, champ. We're going
Okay.
for champ, champ.
But
Come on, come on.
eventually they're going to have to give the belt to someone else, right?
Yeah, we'll see what's happening with the weight class, and then kind of everything matters with this weekend. You got Cheeto fighting, you got Prugo fighting. Obviously, Sean, myself, Umar is out right now. Marab is recovering, pretty much ready to go soon. Henry's out as well. Sandhagen's out as well. Like all these guys, they're falling apart.
And
You
you've
know,
also
other
fought
than
most of
Marab.
them and beaten most of them, so there isn't ton of
Exactly,
incentive for you, right?
exactly. And the only other person is Marab, who's a maniac that trains with one hand
Right.
after coming, but after just getting surgery, this guy's still training with one hand, sparring and grappling. It's crazy. But he's gonna be the guy who's gonna be leading that path. So we'll see what happens with everything and see how the weekend shakes out. Then we go from there. You know, I like to I don't count the chickens in the birds in the bush. You know, I like to count the birds in the so that's my mentality.
Okay, but 99% is a big number. I mean, that
But
wow.
that's how sure I'm gonna stomp a muffle in this man's ass.
Wow. And like on the I know you said 165 you walk around, but like on this Monday, how much you weigh right now? Could you tell us?
I woke up 52, worked out this morning before coming here, and I was 49. So
Wow.
in a really good spot. Tuesday, I normally wake up like 47, 48. So I'm right on. What does Matt Povolo always say? We're right on schedule, baby. Trust the process.
Okay. So and I'll let you go in a second. What is your feel like you're going for style points? You feel a finish here? Do you feel an early finish? What are you envisioning? What are you sensing as Saturday draws closer?
You know, winning is cool, but I want to make it fun. I do want to make it fun for the fans, and I really hope to get a finish. I'm looking forward to going to finish. Fighting for 25 minutes is a long time. I think Sean and I can both agree that we both would like to get done sooner rather than later and figure it out and see who's really the dominant guy in there. Um, with that being said, you know, I would like to do it with style points. I would like to make it a fun fight, entertain the fans. And I think even with the wrestling, you can entertain as long as you're doing it in a way where you're not just holding a position the entire time for like 30 seconds, a minute, just stalemate, and then the other guy not knowing how to actually get back up to his feet. So I think there's going to be a lot of drama in this one, and it's going to make for some back and forth. And I think people are going to be in for a good show.
By the way, last thing we looked at pictures of you before you came on, and my get I was talking to the guys in the back. I was saying that you have like 1% body fat because those pictures of you recently are absolutely insane. Do you actually know what percent body fat you have at the moment?
No, I mean, I would imagine it's easily below 5. Has to be.
That is
I
crazy.
would say, I would even argue maybe 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, when it gets to like 3 is where it's considered like dangerous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna say 4 just to be on the safe side.
Okay, the pictures of you we're showing them now are insane. I feel like there's a point in the future you and Sean are actually going to be friends one day. I don't know. There's something about your dynamic. You're DMing each other. I feel like there's a friendship down the line between you guys after Saturday.
After Saturday, he's trying to take something from me that I worked extremely hard for, and he had shortcuts to get here, and I think that's the difference. Um, if it was someone a little bit more credentialed, then it's like whatever. But I think we have the teacher's pet that just kind of gets everything that they want, brown nosing, getting everything that they want, and that could kind of rub you the wrong way. But other than that, I think we have similar morals and values and the stuff that we put into the sport. I think he gives it his all. I definitely give it my all, but we had two different paths, and mine had a lot more resistance than his. And I just want to show to the world that, man, sometimes shortcuts don't always pay off, and the blue collar work ethic is what gets you to the top. And I want to show that cream rises to the top.
Can't wait for it. Thank you so much for doing this, Aljamain. Really appreciate it. Good luck this week. Good luck this weekend. All the best to you, and have a nice flight. I can't believe you're in an airport right now. The connection is fantastic. So much love, my man. Thank you.
I'll see you guys later. Hey.
There he is, the Funk Master, joining us from the airport en route to Boston, Massachusetts, site of UFC 292. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.